I've always been a D-handled, top-handled jigsaw user, and if you ask me why, I don't really have an answer for you, other than I was trained that way 25 years ago. Never got into the barrel grip jigsaws. Recently, I got a chance to review the Milwaukee M18 Fuel barrel grip jigsaw, and I'm here to tell you my thoughts on it. The M18 Fuel jigsaw is equipped with a brushless motor, and it actually operates at a higher speed than corded jigsaws. At 3,500 strokes per minute, this jigsaw is capable of cutting up to 105 lineal feet in laminated particle board, and that equates or is equivalent to 18 sync cutouts. I also tested it here in the shop for decibels, and we measured 99 decibels cutting here in the shop. It has a variable speed, and having a variable speed on it's a dial on the side, lets you set and forget the speed. And basically, that means you turn on the saw, and you focus on making that precise cut. And that's what jigsaws are for. The variable speed is 6 speeds. It ranges from 0 to 3,500 strokes per minute. And at the end of that dial, on the back end, is a letter A. That stands for auto-controlled start feature. If you adjust the variable speed to that A, it does two things for you. The no-load speed drops, and that helps reduce the vibration of the jigsaw so you can line up that cut. And secondly, when the saw actually is pushed into the material, the saw automatically senses that and ramps up the strokes per minute to full throttle. This setting allows the saw to start slowly at 1,500 strokes per minute and ramp up to 3,500 strokes per minute once the blade is in the material. There is an ambidextrous power switch on the saw. The switch is easily accessed from multiple hand positions, doesn't matter how you hold it, and something that left-handed carpenters are going to love. A quick flick of this power switch turns on the LED light without powering up the saw. The switch actually has to be held for about a second and a half, 2 seconds to power the tool on, and I'm thinking that's to prevent accidental power-ups in case the trigger's bumped. When the switch is turned off, the switch immediately turns the saw off. The blade stops immediately. There's a brake on the saw. Cut quality, accuracy, and deflection. Let's talk about that. A jigsaw quality can be summed up pretty fast if you set the saw to 45 and you make some cuts into 3/4 plywood. If you can cut that bevel in a nice straight line without fighting the jigsaw, you probably have a winning combination. This jigsaw had zero problems cutting nice, straight 45-degree bevel cuts over long lengths. When cutting at 90 degrees, this saw was near perfect. The cut quality, when cutting upside down, is excellent, and the saw plunges like a champ. We tested the jigsaw in oak, pine, framing lumber, and plywood. The saw cuts well in all the materials, and it tracks well as well. It really tracks nicely. We made straight 45 degrees cuts, scroll cuts, and we checked for square and parallel. We did some moderate and aggressive scroll cutting in plywood, and on this test we did see a little bit of moderate amount of deflection, little actually, on the aggressive scrolls that we did, but very little. As far as vibration goes, all jigsaws deploy a counterbalance, a system to reduce the up and down shaking created by the reciprocating plunger of the blade. We did not really feel any excessive vibration that concerned us on the saw. The front of the tool has a plastic, keyless, slide-actuated blade change that also ejects the blade when you release it. It accepts standard T-shank blades, and the saw features a 1-inch stroke length and a 4-position 0 to 3 orbital action switch for cutting different materials. The blade inserts fairly easily and ejects when released, and we did notice a little bit of alignment issues on a few of our blade insertions, requiring us to futz with it and reset it a couple times so that we got that 90 degrees. I will say this didn't happen every time, but it did happen and it concerned us. The keyless, it's not keyless, the shoe bevel has a positive, stops at 0, 15, 30, and 45. And to adjust them, there is a 4mm hex wrench. It's located at the base of the saw. And the wrench is stored in a nice, secure, tight pocket, and there's no area losing this wrench. It's tight. One thing I will note is the battery packs on this jigsaw. You can't use anything bigger than a 5-amp-hour battery at a 45-degree bevel or with the dust collection tube. It does have an integrated LED light that works well, and it stays on for 11 seconds after the trigger is released. There is a small black plastic clip that covers the LED for upside down cutting. And while a great idea, I'm betting that this clip is going to be the first thing that you lose. At least the first thing that I'll lose. I'm not even sure where it is right now. An LED switch or an internal sliding shade to go over the LED would be more realistic fix or approach, I think, to this application. There's an on-off blower switch for clearing debris and also for dust extraction. We tested the blower. It is powerful. It completely cleared off the front of the workspace, 4 inches in front of the saw and away from the tool. It was impressive. Milwaukee actually recommends that you turn the blower off when using dust extraction because you want to suck the dust back, not blow it forward. And we agree. There is a dust cover and a dust extraction tube which connects to the vacuum hose. The saw does a great job collecting dust when attached to a dust vac. The jigsaw comes with a thin plastic blade cover as well, and that's to help with the dust collection system, and it makes it work better, no doubt. It's thin, it's cheap, plastic, difficult to clip in place and easily lost. It also gets fairly dirty. You got impairing your vision and your cut line. You do have to clean it frequently. And again, when you use that dust tube, you can't use anything larger than a 5 amp hour battery. This saw weighs 4.9 pounds. It is extremely well balanced, has generous rubber overmold, and is comfortable to use. It's not a small saw. It's a good size saw. All the features on it are easy to use and adjust. And if I had to look at something to improve on this, first of all, it's a great saw. My only real concern was that blade insert alignment issue that I noticed. And this could be a quality control issue with my saw, a defect on my saw, or something bigger. I don't know. We're still testing and see if it occurs more. You're going to see this thing sell as a bare tool for $217. Again, really nice saw, ton of power, good dust collection. It plowed through all the materials. It eats oak up for breakfast. There's no wish for more power on this saw, trust me. It is a nice jigsaw and one that's going to find a spot in my toolbox, in my tool trailer. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment and subscribe. We really welcome your feedback. Also, please check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Toolbox Buzz channel and a Concord Carpenter channel. Take care.